Back out at the 2016 Grapefruit Spring Training League down at Pirate City once again. Melanie Newman this morning, joined by Billy Roth. Now, Billy, you have some pretty early mornings here at Pirate City. Kind of take us through that day.
I think most players wake up at 6:20. We eat breakfast, then we have a manager meeting or mental conditioning, and after that we'll be on the field for 2, maybe 3 hours. And by the time the game's over, we'll be done at probably 3 o'clock, and then have the rest of the day to ourselves.
So you talk about the mental conditioning and being on the field. Really, what aspects do the Pirates help you guys with?
Um, Three things really. We have the mental conditioning staff. They help us in a broad spectrum. Yesterday we were looking at videos of Ronaldo, the soccer player, and how we were talking about vision and how Ronaldo, we saw this video where he was kicking soccer balls into the goal without the lights on, and he was able to do this just because he could like read the body language of players, and he knew where the ball was going to be when it was going to be there. So that's one of the things we cover. We cover confidence. We cover 2 days ago we were talking about body language and how that could affect you mentally. So they give us a lot of tools to help us, bring things out on the field. We have the strength staff. For example, we've been doing something called a mega wave. We try to replicate heart rate or heart. Sorry.
So you're talking about the mega wave and what that is. What is that? Because I haven't heard much about that.
A mega wave it basically measures our central nervous system, and it'll give us readings on how our body feels that day. And we could use those readings to determine what we need to do that day, whether that be icing or doing a full ice bath or keeping your heart rate down to 130. It tells us basically what we need to do to feel 100% the next day. They provide us with a lot of recovery tools. I think our strength staff is years ahead of other organizations' staff just because they really take time to evaluate what we're doing and what to get each individual player better instead of trying to cookie cut something. And then lastly, our coaching staff, I think it's the greatest. We have coaches who ultimately work for the organization, but they're also very good at building relationships with their players. My coach, D. Felice, this year, for example, he was a good pitcher. He played in the bigs for a little while. They call him the cutter with the cutter just because he cut my hair yesterday. So we have this relationship, and then he's always there to help me work on my craft and help me to get better. We also have a lot of good coaches besides D. Felice. So yeah, I think those three aspects are going to be what's going to keep this organization up with the best teams.
Now, you mentioned the coaching staff, and one of their bigger philosophies within the organization is about developing players within themselves. Like you said, not having a cookie cutter approach to everybody, but focusing on what your strengths are and developing those in particular. How have you really seen that play out?
I think we're really pushing my two-seam fastball right now. It's a good pitch for me. Also, my curveball is a pretty good pitch too. So we work on really the consistency of those pitches and what I need to do to get hitters out with those pitches. From a mechanical approach, I think I'm working on getting more power from my backside and also a little stronger front side just to be a little more deceptive and directional. So, that's what we've been working on specifically with me.
Now, this new wave in baseball called advanced sabermetrics, where they're breaking down statistics past where they've ever gone before. It's no longer just about an ERA for a pitcher or just about a batting average for a position player. It starts to take focus away from that win-loss column and instead focus on the actual work you're doing on the mound. Really, how do you think that's going to help your case?
I think it'll kind of shed some light on what I've been doing. I think I've had a lot of success that the average person will, if they looked at stats, they wouldn't see. That being said, I've still messed up and I still need to work on getting better, but I think there have been a lot of days where I really, we call it playing to play great instead of playing for statistics. So I think there were a lot of days where, I pitched really well. It's just statistically, I had nothing to show for it.
Hopefully, you'll have a little more to show for it this season again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, out at Pirate City this morning for 2016 Grapefruit League Spring Training, this is Melanie Newman, joined by Billy Roth.